Hey everybody, it's Friday. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Welcome, friends, subscribers, internet strangers. What's up? Anyway, it's Friday, November 1st. Second. We'll get the dates right. I'm in Huntsville Hospital, having my portacat inserted to make chemotherapy a little bit more tolerable and not burn my veins, etc. up.
Yeah, they told us that the chemo would do some damage to your arm, your veins, so they wanted the portacat. And also, when you get stuck so many times, you won't.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're gonna make a little cut right about here, and it'll snake down, and Scott will put a little thumbnail of what it looks like. And,
because we can't show yours because it has to be covered for 3 days.
Yeah. So another leg in the journey, and we just appreciate all of your prayers and thoughts, and thank you so much for watching.
You want to tell them about the phone calls you got and what's coming up this week?
This week I have brain MRI to make sure there's more than just pine straw up there, and a PET scan, and I want everybody to vote on which one of our pets we want scanning my body. That is Tuesday. Wednesday I see Dr. McGee, who is my oncologist, who is wonderful, and I have my first round of chemo. Not really sure how I feel about that, but I'm gonna get through it because God's got this. So thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you don't already, and this is my journey, and I'd love to have you guys along for the ride.
So this is not the end of this week's video. We're going to carry the camera with us. We want to do a little different this week and show the steps as we're going through it. So I think I closed out the last one by saying this was going to be kind of a boring week. There wasn't much, and then the phone calls just started rolling in.
Yeah.
So next up, we'll see you guys. I don't know if we'll do post-op because you'll be woozy. That'll be fun for me, but not fun for the audience. And so we'll see you guys on.
We have to insert a little bit of humor because I'm here to tell you this is such a depressing and horrible disease. We're just gonna try to make it as light and easy as possible on our audience, but we really do thank you for watching.
We also both believe that a positive attitude, and even though you still have negative thoughts, to be positive through it and helps with the healing. And
it sure does. It sure does.
So we'll see everybody on Tuesday for the 2 scans. It'll probably be another room like this. I would.
He's not going to be in there, so it doesn't really matter.
And then definitely chemotherapy, because we're kind of curious to see, how long it takes, and we don't have any information on that yet. So, all right.
Thank you.
All right, so this is Wednesday. This is the side entrance. We'll take you around the front. This is a nice looking facility. It has one problem. I'm gonna span you around, and can you tell what the problem is? Yeah, it needs a parking deck. There's no parking. So we'll get a good look at the Clearview Cancer Institute. Because there was no parking, and I noticed it pretty quick, I dropped Johnny off at the door. But there's the front of it. Down that end is all the diagnostics. We were there yesterday for almost 5 hours. Today, I don't know how long we'll be here. It's 10:30 appointment, and then first round of chemo. We'll find Johnny in just a second. All right, there, I found the 2 of them. Johnny and Gina.
Hey everybody. I'm in the chemo chair.
We don't know if we're supposed to record round one.
I'm eating a pretzel and drinking G2. They gave me. I have a pretzel in my mouth.
I'm like the world's worst camera operator.
This stuff is called the Red Devil, and it's adriamycin, and it's gonna kill everything.
That's
my hair.
That's the one that takes out hair. I thought the other one took out the hair.
They both take out the
Yeah.
hair. But I want pink, purple, orange. They gave me all kinds of fun drugs beforehand. And we'll go from there. Peace out. Subscribe. Watch. Everybody, friends, subscribers, internet strangers.
What's up?
I'm not going to be all sunshine and roses. Monday was an awful day. I cried all day. Was comforted by many people. It was just a hard day. Yesterday, not so much, and today was very anxious because it was my first day of chemo.
Tell me about what we did yesterday.
Yesterday, I had to have a PET scan and an MRI of the brain. Guess what, guys? I have a brain.
That's right.
I do have a little fluid behind my left ear, which that's an artifact because I've had that for quite some time. The PET scan, on the other hand, the only place that lit up was my tumor, which is fantastic news. Hey, buddy. Anyway, today I was a little anxious going into chemotherapy. My port had not been uncovered. It's probably still very red and angry looking because they just uncovered it today and used it for the first time. Chemo today was not as bad as I thought it would be, which is a good thing. God has placed so many people in my path to comfort me. Monday, we were at Costco. We saw a good family friend who is also a pastor at my sister's church, who offered comfort and a little bit of guidance and a lot of prayers. And because you know how you do when you're in Costco, you look at pretty much everything. I was waiting for Scott and just happened to be looking at refrigerators, daydreaming, and a lady next to me said, "I don't need a refrigerator, but I'm just looking at them." And I said, "I don't need a refrigerator either. For Pete's sake, I have cancer, so that's the last thing I need." And she said, "What type of cancer do you have?" And I said, "I have triple negative breast cancer." And she said, "I have 3 friends who have survived it long term. You will do great." And I know that God put her in my path. That was a blessing to me. So yesterday I had my brain scan. Again, it was fine. My PET scan, only place it showed was my breast where the malignancy is. Praise God, there is no cancer anywhere else in my body. Today I had an appointment with Dr. McGee, who is my oncologist, and he walked me through a few things. He's very pleased with my PET scan results, as are we all. And then I started my chemo.
He gave you a stage.
He staged me at 2B. which, you know, it's just a number, but what basically it means is that it's mainly because of the type of breast cancer that I have, not so much that it's invaded any lymph nodes or anything.
Or no metastasizations, huh?
No, yeah, what Scott said. So they took me back to the little chemo area. They gave me a little bit of Ativan to help calm my nerves. They uncovered my really angry looking port right now. They gave me the Ativan, they gave me Decadron, which is a steroid. They gave me 2 different kinds of anti-nausea medications.
You want to tell them how they did the one?
One of which they had to use the freezing liquid to kind of numb it up, and they injected a 20 gauge needle into my tummy. It was a short 20 gauge needle, but it was 20 gauge nonetheless because it was a very thick serum. It really honestly didn't hurt. I've had more painful IVs. Then they gave me...
What's the time of the Red Devil?
Oh yeah, the Red Devil, which is the adriamycin. It pretty much will kill anything in its path. It's ugly, it's red, and it's in a big syringe. They have to...
150 milligrams?
150 milligrams. They had to pace it in the syringe very slowly.
The one thing about this medicine we learned today, which we didn't know before, was you have a lifetime dosage of this one. You are not supposed to, there's a recommended amount you shouldn't go over before it causes heart issues. So that was one thing we got to get earlier. We have another scan, a
MUGA test, Myo something something, we don't know. Look up MUGA.
It's basically going to set a baseline for her heart function, because this drug is so
toxic.
They want to make sure at the end of it they can do another one and go, this is what your baseline heart function was. It's still here. We're not even going to get quite to halfway of the lifetime dosage of this medicine, but it's just, I just wanted to express, how these things don't. This medicine kills all cells. It's the reason why she's going to lose her hair is because it goes after
everything.
Quick dividing cells. So like cells in your mouth, because your mouth heals so fast. Hair cells, nails.
Gastrointestinal cells. And then that drug took about 20 minutes because she had to literally sit there and push it through the syringe. The next dose that I got was the Cytoxin, and it was just like in a saline bag. It was no big deal. None of it hurt, which that was a concern for me because I've always heard that it feels like somebody's pouring boiling water down your veins, but it did not. The Cytoxin took about an hour to get through my body. Then they put the Neulasta Onpro on the back of my arm, which will help. I'm sure you've all seen the commercials. It helps to boost white blood cell count. After chemotherapy, it will stay on for 25 hours. 29 hours. It's pretty cool. It is a patch, but it's loaded with medicine. It pops you like a little rubber band to put the little catheter in, and it slowly releases.
I think in 27 hours it releases the medicine.
Yeah.
And then
I think technically 24, but they want to make sure you get it all out. And maybe one day I'll get my
sleeve undone
so that everybody can see it. I
can't
could watch a video about it, but I can't thank the staff enough at Clearview Cancer Institute. They are wonderful. This is what the new Lasta Ombre looks like. I can't see it really, so I think is there a blinking light?
Yeah, it's blinking green.
Is it blinking green? Here
Yeah,
we go.
It is.
The staff there are amazing. The nurses are amazing. The doctors are amazing. And the volunteers are amazing. And they came around with refreshments and whatnot. And one of the requirements for Clearview to have you as a volunteer is that you've either had to be a caregiver of someone with cancer, or you've had to go through cancer yourself. And we encountered this sweet, lovely couple today, John and Mary, who have been married probably longer than Scott and I will ever think about being married. At least I hope not. But they were so super sweet. The only problem is that they are Auburn fans, but you know, you can't hold that against somebody who is a Jesus loving person. And I think that's it. I go back tomorrow for a bag of fluids.
That's really the only thing we have for the next.
I have
look, we had the MUGA.
the MUGA test next week, and I think the 28th and 29th is when I have my next round of chemo.
So next week, I plan on we're going to skip a week because after the MUGA from the 14th to the 28th, 29th, there's a week we have no doctor appointments, we have no anything. We have a week of just nothing.
Which is lovely.
2 weeks of nothing. We have 2 weeks. So next week we'll tell you how they do the
MUGA test.
We'll also tell you how she does with the chemo, because the biggest difference the nurse was telling us is they make some, and both nurses is the advances they've made in anti-nausea medicine. You know, the one that they shot is good for 7 to 10 days, she said.
Right. Plus, there was another shot in there of some type of anti-nausea medicine.
Plus you've got 2.
I have Zofran on hand and Compazine on hand, which, you know, back in the old days, the only thing you had was Phenergan, and Phenergan is just an antihistamine. Don't know if people knew that or not. I've known that for quite some time, but it is truly just an antihistamine. So
we'll just let you know how she tolerated chemo, and because the way they said is she'll get the fluids tomorrow, and then so tomorrow with the steroids she should be fine, and then Friday and Saturday is the days that she should
feel crummy.
Really, he said that, you know, there'll be, if there's any nausea, you have the medicine, you know, might be a nagging nausea feeling, but the tiredness will be the real big thing you'll notice. And then Sunday you should start to turn a corner, and by Monday and Tuesday you should be back to being your regular self again.
Right.
And then we'll get the MUGA exam, and then we will have a 2-week period.
And then we'll know the ins and outs of my body aside from breast cancer.
So again, we thank you guys for watching. We hope we hope nobody ever has to go through this like we're going through this. But one thing we quickly realize is no one tells the story of going through it. You know, they tell the story on the other side, but there's not a lot of interviews of somebody who was
right.
a series talking through it. So we're just trying to let you know what's going on and how she's feeling, and so that the next person, heaven forbid somebody else get this, but they can watch a video like this and go, well, everything you've heard, maybe it's not, you know, because she worried about the chemo burning.
I worried about the fact that it is triple negative breast cancer, and so many people have survived it. Joan London survived triple negative breast cancer. People in the North Alabama area. If you know Liz Hurley, I'm not talking about Elizabeth Hurley from England, but I'm talking about Liz Hurley from 31 News. She is a news anchor and went through triple negative breast cancer.